जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। इसकान विमनि पांडवाचार्य जिनांगे शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस गौरीपाद जगच्चार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीलदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामयी जमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की समवेत वैष्णव वृंद की जय। वेलकमिंग शिवरात्रि महामहोत्सव की जय। बोले बाबा या करो गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। सदाशिव भगवान की जय। Thank you. I send you a picture, Mother. I send you a picture of Lord Shiva on your WhatsApp. Is there a way we can put it up sometime in the middle of the lecture, if possible? So we can begin by invoking the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara. Om Jnanati Mirandasa Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Judapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanshcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhamvitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Pinam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatari Vancha kalpa taruvesya kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. Thank you for all coming. To Today we are going to discuss about the three principles of Shiva Tattva. One is ontological truth. Everybody are aware what is ontological means. Means absolute. It exists by its own right. Then there is a relative truth. Tattvagata vichar, consideration of tattva. Believe or not, Shiva is very well known everywhere. There's a 60 devotees of Lord Shiva resides here. But you don't see them much. They have their own meditation, they have their own idea. And head of the group, Mr. Murphy, is very nice friend of mine. We became a friend, and they do not have so much reference of Shastra. They are mostly goes by their own experience. But in our case, we follow Shastra. It's a big difference. First question is, who is Shiva? Some people say it's a consciousness, the consciousness running everything. If you see around, the door, the wall, the computer, they don't say who they are. Then who says that this is camera, this is harmonium? Who? Conscious being. Consciousness. Through consciousness, everything is revealed. So there is one group of Shiva, they think that this is what truth is. But in our Shastra, our Guru Parampara explains very clearly that Shiva should be seen in three categories. One is Vishnu Tattva Shiva, one is Shambhu Tattva Shiva, one is Rudra Tattva Shiva. Oh, you have it, thank you. So Vishnu Tattva Shiva, I'm going to give you a little brief. When Vaishnavas, bona fide Vaishnavas, that four Sampradaya Vaishnavas, when we are talking about worshipping, who do we worship? Gopeshwar Mahadev. What is the origin of Shiva? Padma Puran explains that when the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, desired, is there somebody loves me? The moment he thought from his left side, a beautiful, very attractive female form appeared. Hare Krishna. Please come in. Come in the front. So the moment Supreme Lord, we also think sometimes, no? Is there somebody loves me? Yeah? Oh, he knows. Supreme Lord also thought. The moment Lord thought, from his left side, who appeared? A beautiful female form of his own self came out. And she had two things. One was incessant, uninterrupted affection, care, love for the Lord. The Lord was like, wow. From his own body came out another him in a female form. I was like, so astonishing. And she has a passionate love called Raga. And Dhavati means she will do anything to make him happy. So the Acharyas, they take the first letter of each, Raga and Dhavati, Dha, Radha. Then when the Lord desired to enjoy, it's not that Lord is not satisfied, he is complete satisfied. But complete satisfied doesn't mean inactive. Understand? Sometimes people misunderstand. If somebody is completely happy, peaceful, they think he doesn't have to do anything or she doesn't. No, that's not true. Somebody can be completely happy, like Prabhupada was completely happy, but it doesn't say complete happiness means inactive. No, you can be active. So Krishna is active, he is self-satisfied, but he increases his happiness through that first female form came out, Radharani. And from his right side, a beautiful form came out. That is the origin of Shiva. It is Vishnu. Krishna himself expanded from his right side. And when came out, then of course many forms took place. In Vrindavan, according to Danavir Maharaj's book of, he translated Garga Samhita, there is a beautiful pastime how the origin of Lord Shiva, Krishna himself, is always known as a Jogi Baba. Anybody has any trouble in Vrindavan, they always goes to him. And that Jogi Baba also takes a different form, like Nandishwar Mahadev. I'm going to tell you it's a tiny, small story. Like when Krishna appeared as a baby, one time he was crying and crying and crying and nobody can stop. Because this Jogi Baba, he was in the front gate and he wanted to see the Lord. But Mother Jashoda was scared because the Jogi Baba looks like a matted hair. You have such a lovely, darling child. You wonder, like, if that man sees, maybe he'll give some spell or something. But the child is crying so loud, nothing can stop. You think there's some toys or how do you stop crying of a baby? Mothers, they try, no? Give a hug, oh, rock the baby. Mother did everything. Nothing stops. Until the maid servant, Manjaris, they say, there is a Jogi Baba waiting outside. He wants to see the baby. He can hear the cry from far. And he said he can stop it. So they're like, because baby is not stopping by any means, what is the alternative? Okay, maybe. So Nanda Maharaj said, it's okay. Maybe we'll watch what he does. So then that Jogi Baba comes. And when he comes nearby, and he revealed, he said, when I was a baby, I was also crying a lot. So my mother gave me a talisman. And I keep that talisman always in my head. And he has a matted hair. You saw in India some people. In America also they have. Yeah. Okay. Jetla or whatever they call it. So he said, I keep it here, then I don't cry anymore. So if your son touch it here with his hand, then maybe you'll stop. So they, cautiously put Krishna's hand on this Jogi Baba's head and his rabbit, and this Jogi Baba said, like this, he has to go like this. And he's rubbing, and the baby cries, stop. Everybody was like, wow, that's so nice. Where do you live? In case our child cries again. Say, I live nearby. Maybe you can build a little hut. I'll stay there. And no problem. That is Shiva. But why is he doing this? Because he wants mercy. He cannot say, this is my God. So he said, my talisman in the middle, and this baby has to go like this. So that's how tricky. So this is what this is the Shiva is Vishnu Tattva, Krishna own self, and he's eternally there, but nobody knows that he came from Krishna's right hand, except our Acharya reveals. In Padma Puran, this past names. Then, when the Lord desired that he want to express his more relishment, he would expand more and more enjoyment. Then this Srimati Radharani, through her Jogomaya one expansion, as Krishna expand, Srimati Radharani also expand. So immediately there is a Maha as the creation took place, then Vaikuntha, then it goes on, and Srimati Radharani also expand. Now this origin Sankarshan, he also expand like that. So Mula Sankarshan, his wife is Mula Prakriti, then Mahasankarshan, Mahaprakriti, then Sankarshan, Rama Devi, like this. Then this desire to enjoy reflects to this world as a sex desire. It's the same desire that Krishna and Radharani's union, it's reflect in this world. You follow? Now, when this Shiva expansion extended from Golok Vrindavan to here, there is a big change took place. That is not known in this world well, beside the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas, they are fully aware of it because our literature gives details. But there are many groups. There are 4 main groups of Shiva followers in India. You're talking about millions, not just 1, 2 people. Thousands and thousands of people do this all over India. Not all over India, all over the world actually. There are a lot of Shiva followers. Even the movie star, they are into Shiva worship also, because it's related to that. So today, I'm going to give you the Gopeshwar Mahadeva pastime you already know probably. This is also in Golok Vrindavan, how Raslila is being beautifully manifested by Sri Krishna's desire. And everybody knows how the gopis manifested, right? Srimati Radharani was alone. But every way Srimati Radharani thinks to please Krishna, just the moment she thought, oh, I want to please him like this, another girl just manifests from her body. Akar Sabha Bede Braja Devi Gan Kaya Guharutta Rasera Karan. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 4, explains this. Akar Sabha. Sabha means nature and Akar means her form. So Krishna is sitting under this tree and she's thinking like, oh, I want to cook. Also, I want to give him massage when he's sitting there. So another girl just came out from her body. She's giving massage. You follow? Then thinking, oh, it would be nice if somebody gives him little, head massage. Another girl just manifested. So this is how unlimited gopis manifested. They are all Radharani at the same time. They are not Radharani. Because Radharani is complete 100% of Krishna's internal potency, 100%. But each gopi are not 100%. They are partial of our expansion with a particular sentiment, particular form that attracts Krishna. And as you know, in Gopeshwar Mahadeva's story, this is all in Vishnu Tattva. Everybody understands Vishnu Tattva. What's the difference with Vishnu Tattva and other Tattva? Vishnu Tattva is all the time uninterrupted, nothing can blockage of their omniscience. Never a chance they can come under illusion. Everybody follow? But today we'll discuss the other part of Shiva Tattva. that can come under illusion. The origin Shiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, Shiva Tattva does not come because they are Vishnu Tattva. Gopeshwar Mahadev, Sadashiv. Sadashiv is also there in Golok Vrindavan. Gopeshwar Mahadev is there. Jogiraj is there. These are all also extension of Krishna as a Shiva. So now we are going to discuss this Shambhu Tattva, this picture. One of the devotees from New Orleans made it for me very nicely. I want you to understand this. This is very important why it is relevant to our life. Whether you are aware or not aware, this is where you are. Now you may say, how come we don't discuss so much? We discuss about Bhagavatam. Because we are looking for positive. We are looking positive. Time is too short. We may think like we have a long life. It is not a long life. You'll be one day like an old man. I mean, I'm already old. You all are going to be old. And it goes so quick. Really, 100 years is nothing. I don't know if everybody will get 100 years. Hopefully. So this is very important. This Shambhu Tattva Shiva, you will find this. So everybody is with me. First, Shiva Tattva is in Golok Vrindavan as Krishna's own extension. That is Vishnu Tattva. Has nothing to do with Maya. Everybody understood that, right? Then Shiva expand as Krishna expand to and Sankarshan expand. Mula Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan, Sankarshan, then Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, like this. Oh, this is also unlimited. I'm just giving a short. So the Shiva, this Shambhu Tattva Shiva, is where we call no man's land. I had one house before I sell. My last house that I had to sell was a little problem, litigation, that it was built on a encroachment. You know, between the two land, you have a land, your own land. Between the two land, there is a border. It's not belongs to you. It belongs to the city. It's not even city's land. It's like no man's land. They call it, in English, no man's land. So no man's land means it's not this side or that side. It's like a border just to keep it both separate like this. So this no man's land is where this Shambhu Tattva Shiva is there. And this is very important to understand. What is the misconception of this world? Why this world is called Maya or misconception? Because eternally, each of us, a lovely servant of God. We are eternally His lover, children, servant of Krishna. But beside the devotees, even the devotees, sometimes you think like, can you imagine like you can be the king of Florida? Be honest. Sure, why not? Be honest like that. I mean, I can be the king of America. Why not? And I want to enjoy like anything. How is possible a servant of Krishna thinks like this? How possible? Everybody understand the point? A really lovely servant can never think I'm the master of America. But I can think, I see that within me, it's there. Of course, we don't act like that, as a devotee, but it is there. So the question comes, where is this coming from? Idea to enjoy this world. That's why, yeah, it is illusion, but we have to see the root where it comes from. Then you can uproot it. If you know the root, you can uproot. So just remember this. Shiva, when we talk about Shiva consciousness, we are talking about Shambhu Tattva Shiva, not spiritual world Vishnu Tattva Shiva. Everybody is with me? That's also Shiva, but it's a Vishnu Tattva Shiva. Gopeshwar Mahadev. Shambhu Tattva Shiva is a consciousness where misconception, I can be the enjoyer of this world. Chitraketu Maharaj had 10 million wives. Like, how is that possible? Somebody has a 10 million wives. But these are all there in Bhagavatam, you can see. So, the misconception that I can be the enjoyer, I am the owner, I am on my own. Can you think honestly, each of you? You can think, you know what, I don't want to go to temple, leave me alone. I am on my own in my house. This is my house, my phone, nobody's bothered. Can you think like this? It's impossible actually, but it is possible. We think sometimes we can. I mean, as a devotee, we don't say that, but people think like this. I'll do what I want to do. How is possible? We are part. We are not a complete on our own. We are part and parcel of Krishna. How possible we think? This is called misconception. Proper conception is I am servant of Krishna. I have no separate existence without Krishna. So that's proper conception, that is misconception. The meeting place where they meet, proper and improper, that is called Shiva consciousness. Everybody understanding what I'm trying to say? Misconception, proper conception, merging point, no man's land. If you look at the chart of the creation, the Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha, where is this coming from? Brahma Samhita. Golok namni nijadhamni tale satasya devi mahesha haridhami sute suteshu te prabhava nichayapi hitascha jena govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Golok namni nijadhamni. So the Lord is revealing, this is my house, Golok. Namni means name. In the name of Golok is my Nijadhamni, my own home. Below that is Vaikuntha, Haridham. Below that is Mahesdham. And below that, Devidham or material world. So where is Shiva Loka? Between spiritual world and material world. Is it spiritual world or material world? In between. It's like a border, marginal. It's not this side or that side. It's a middle border. So, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Jiva Goswami, they give a big commentary on this. The master of misconception, the relativity is eternal. Try to understand this. The proper conception, I'm a servant of Krishna. I have a love for Lord. I want to eternally serve Him. That conception is proper. No, I can be in this world. I want to be in politics. I want to be the president of America, or I want to be the king of the world. I want to enjoy like anything. I don't need anybody's help. I can do on my own. I can see it was there also within me. So this improper conception and proper conception meeting place, that is called Kailas Dham. Means both are there. This is the picture if you look at it. One side is Golok Vrindavan spiritual world. And this side is material world. And guess where you are? You see the next to my picture, there is a one little guy. That's called Hare Krishna devotees.
He is upset.
Oh, he's confused. He's thinking which side to go. Can't I, Prabhu, just leave me alone? Can I just be like by myself? I mean, I want to be by myself. My name is Indradumna Das. I want to be by myself. Can I be? I want to have my own factory. I want to have my own. That's him. See, we've drawn you a picture. Right here. And sometimes you also think opposite. I want to be serious devotee. I want to be a first-class follower of Prabhupada. I really want to be 100% surrender, like pure. Nothing to do with this material world. I'm going to completely dedicate. After 2 hours, 2 days, actually, I want to enjoy it. Some money, some nice house. Maybe in Hawaii is better. Some ideas coming, like want to enjoy separately. Hey, you said you want to be pure devotee. Why are you thinking of enjoying? Well, we'll talk later. I want to be my own. You see these two? That's why that Prabhu is like builder. Which way I should go? Can I have both, like a little bit of both? This is reality. Now, try to understand this. Without consciousness, everybody understand consciousness means thinking, awareness, feeling. Without consciousness, any matter has any value. No. How do you know this is Alachua? How do you know this is a building? It is the soul, conscious being is telling. The world never say, I am the building. The matter has no value. It is only consciousness, conscious being is evaluating. Oh, this is house, this is Alachua, this is America, this is India. If there is no consciousness, what happened to this world? Dead, dark, nothing, nobody knows, no information, nothing. Everybody understood that? So this meeting point, matter and the consciousness, is also that place. It's not only spiritual and material, it is that deep inside. In our consciousness, there is a mix. So when you feel you want to serve the Lord, when you feel you want to serve the Lord, where is that consciousness coming from? Sadasiva. Sadasiva means I want to serve. I want to serve the Lord. But when you don't want to serve the Lord, then you come in Rudra Tattva Shiva. I want to be my own. I don't have to go to any temple, no association. I just want to do whatever I want to do. You follow? That is a opposite. And both meeting place, again, we are coming back to this. This is where it comes that milk turning to yogurt. That doesn't mean that Krishna became Shiva. No. Because yogurt never comes back to milk. That example is showing where Shiva originated from. Yogurt comes from milk. That's all. Yogurt never becomes milk. Means Shiva has no separate existence without Krishna. Question came, does living entity become Shiva? Yes and no. If you have those who are listening, you can look at it. Adi Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 6.79. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, to annihilate this material world, a powerful living entity also take the position of Shiva. Yes, you can become Shiva. But those who are Vishnu Tattva Shiva, they can never. They are Vishnu Tattva. But Shambhu Tattva Shiva is different. There is have you ever seen a two opposite current? One current is motivating you. Look at your own heart. One current is motivating you. I want to be a good devotee. I want to be serious chanter. I also want to enjoy these two opposite currents. This picture is depicting two opposite currents. So long we have these two opposite currents, we cannot enter into spiritual world or spiritual domain. We can get out of Maya, but we are not in the spiritual world. The spiritual world has a inner current. Inner current means devotional mentality. I want to serve, fully surrender. No opposition to the command of my master. Whatever my Guru says, whatever Krishna says, that's it. Not even thinking anything else. Voluntarily, it is not automatic, it is intentional. Devotional service is intentional. What is intentional means? It has to have a commitment. It has to have an effort. You have to endeavor and you have to have a commitment. Yes, I'm going to do it. That's why Prabhupada said chanting japa is a forced meditation. You know, forced meditation means you have to try. It's not like you chant 5 years, then automatically you no, it does not. We are in the material world. We have to be realistic. This is what depicts this Shiva Tattva. Misconception means I have got something separate existence. Did you ever felt like you don't have any existence, only everything belongs to Krishna? Not really. It's just an idea you hear. But did you ever really felt? No. And maybe you felt you are advanced. I didn't feel like that. I feel like I exist. No, I can exist separately from Krishna. It's impossible. The soul can exist separately from Krishna. It's not possible. But we believe that yes, I can exist. I see, why not? Hare Baba, don't put a logic. This is what misconception is. When you misuse the free will, the moment you misuse the free will, as a child took birth, his or her name is false ego. Now you know what false ego is? Where false ego came from? From Shiva. From Shiva came, but where? Not in the material world, but in the border of material world, before you come. So you misuse your free will, then false ego just took birth, covers you up. No problem. I'll work hard, be on my own. They say when they are in their teenager, most of the children, they think they can be next Bill Gates. Sure, why not? And when they go like 30s, they think if I get a good job, it's enough. Because the reality changes. So this misconception means I got some separate existence, not dependent on the supreme reality. It is not possible actually soul exists without Krishna. Everybody understand that point? But actually you don't feel it. You feel like you exist without anybody, without Krishna. Where is this idea coming from? So separate consciousness, Adda again, not in one harmony, but got separate position, the consciousness of the living being. That is Shiva consciousness. Deep down in your heart, you have to be honest and you say, I don't want to be slave to anyone. It's true. Everybody thinks, even the homeless guy will think, I don't want to be slave to anyone. I got my independent position. I'm not servant of anybody. I'm servant to myself. I'll do for me. I'll earn money. I'll enjoy it for me. I'm not for anybody. This idea is there. I'm not subordinate to anyone. I have got my own independent. This position or a state is known as Shiva or Shambhutattva Shiva. Everybody understanding this point? How important is that? Now you know why it is important. So the moment you misuse free will, false ego took over. A consciousness entered in you. Just like a liquidity of the water, when in freezing condition, what happened? Replaced. There is no liquidity. It's ice. And if you look at the ice, there is no liquidity. With intelligence, you think that there is a liquidity. But you cannot prove it physically. It's like a rock. So similarly, when we misuse free will, came here, a consciousness entered in us and altered our origin nature as a servant of God. Service to God. Love to God. Service to me. I am my own boss. I'll do what I want to do. This is altered. So this alteration is this Shambhutattva Shiva. So now I'm going to tell you a little more depict. Bhayam ditya aviniveshatasya ishat apitasya viparjaya asmiti. Somebody may say, where is this idea coming from? Philosophy. This is from Bhagavatam, 11th canto. It says, Bhayam ditya aviniveshatasya. bhayam. Where this fear, the idea of fear, afraid, COVID-19 or whatever, death, whatever fear, where is this fear coming from? It's coming from the moment you misuse the free will. Ishat apitasya, you turn away from God. Viparjaya asmriti, you forgot your relationship. Asmriti means you forgot. The moment you forgot your relationship, first you misuse free will. Don't mix this. First misuse free will, you turn away from God, you lost the relationship with Him. Then all of a sudden another world manifested. Without God, oh wow, where is this world coming from? It's for me. That world was not there, but it manifested. The material world is like that. Then the fear just took birth. But when you turn back with Krishna, fear does not exist. Fear only exists after we misuse the free will. So we talk so much. Srila Prabhupada gives so many lectures. He always say impersonalists fall down from this. Even they get liberation, but they still fall down. Why? Can you think why impersonalists fall down? Then you can examine your own heart, where you are. Why they fall down? Because three things. Their eternal nature to love Krishna, eternal function to serve, and eternal position, service. These three things impersonalists do not have. They don't care for this. As a result, they come to this middle portion. You see in the middle there is a Shiva. When they come to the middle portion Shiva, there is a abode, Kailash Dham, big. I mean, you're talking about billion miles, who knows, unlimited. But you have chance to come down again until you develop these three eternal truth back. If you have a subordination, always identify yourself as a follower of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It's easy because he's well known by Lord Krishna. Prabhupada had a conversation with Krishna. So if you tell Krishna, I am a A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's follower, you have a chance to go in. Subordination and engagement of devotional service. If these two things you do not have, you cannot cross this border. Period. You can go there, you'll be out of material world, but you're not in the spiritual world. You are just in the middle where Shiva lives. And this is a place where a lot of advanced, even devotees, they become very advanced. They go there, they take sannyas, they're serious. All of a sudden you hear something happened, he fell down, or she fell down. You don't know why. Because of that position. Oh, Krishna. 7:30. Sometimes we find that, okay, I'm just going to go back. There's 5 things I want everybody to remember on this Shambhu Shiva. One is, he is a time personification. Time personified means the moment you came, time is ticking. Everything you do, everything you think, every body you take, it is all time limit, not timer. 100 years and it's ticking. As soon as 100 years or whatever, 80 years, you're out. Everything is time. That's called Kala Purusha. And those who are interested, you can write Bhakti Brahma Samhita 5.7. It explains this. This way you have a reference, not just some. And there's a big details given. This time is actually, this time personification is a halo of the Lord's glance. Not the glance, but the halo around. The glance itself is Vishnu Tattva, but the halo around. Before we came here, there was a time, just like a mother got pregnant and few weeks, you don't see any difference. Her stomach is same as before. That position is like Pradhan. All the souls, billions and zillions of souls, they all stay in a indifferentiated position called Pradhan. Nobody knows is there. So when this Kala Purusha time comes, time is like a bomb. All of a sudden, we are eternally individual, but it started, we are scattered. We are unit of consciousness. Each of us are like a unit of consciousness. We can never merge, but undifferentiated position was there before we came to this material world. So time factor, Kala Purusha, first thing it does, it breaks that ice. Now everybody is like ready to hop in, and Mahavishnu sent to every universe. It's not a coincidence that we all came in this universe. You could have been another universe, but you came in this. It means we have to be cooperative to each other. There's no way you can get out of the universe without cooperation. Second manifestation of this Shiva is Guna Avatar. Guna Avatar, there is a beautiful verse. Shiva Maya Sangi Guna Sangi Tamagun Aves Maya Tito Guna Tito Vishnu Paramesh. This is a very far out sloka. This is one sloka is like so wonderful, but it can confuse you. Because in the Purport Prabhupada write, Shiva, when he is a pure state, he is a first class devotee. But when he is associating with the modes of material nature and Maya Devi, he even comes under Tamagun. So Prabhupada said he is a product of Tamagun. Shiva is a product of Tamagun. Yes. Tamagun Avesh. The verse I was looking, this Mahaprabhu's discussion with Sanatana Goswami. It's a Madhya-lila 20.311. You can read when you have time. Of course, Guna Avatar doesn't mean only that. He has a lot of function. What Shiva does, in general we think, he destroys things, yeah? He also create. We generally don't think. He's like a farmer. Well, you have to know farm, what they do, farmer. Farmer generally, when they grow the crop, then they take the grains out, then they put fire because otherwise all the bugs and everything, like they get the haze, or they have to cut the haze and sell the haze or use it for feeding the cows and all. In a proper way, they actually till the land. There's a lot of farming is not just easy, simple. You have to till the land. You have to make sure the water is there. Water access is there. So when we think of Lord Shiva, he does a wonderful service. I don't think anybody personality in this creation does this like him. Some souls are in the stool world. Would you like to collect all those souls in the stool world? Shiva does. He collects all the souls from any body, disgusting body, because he cares for them. He loves the souls. I mean, I was also in stool pit, who knows how long. I mean, I don't remember, but I travel, I'm sure, travel all the species. And Shiva collects all those souls, put it all together in a linga form, and then take it to the Vishnu. Then he put a big, first he burns out everything with the hot, 10 times more than what we experience the summer. Means everything will be ashes. And then heavy rain, real heavy rain. And he dances all this. So he does wonderful, you can say, maintenance, creation, destruction. But generally he is known as destructor. But he does all. Another point of Shiva, so there's 5. One is Kala Purusha, time. Another is Guna Avatar. And third is Sangha Vishesh Avas. Sangha Vishesh Avas, this is from Madhya-lila 20.273. Sangha Vishesh Avas Rupe Prakriti Sparshan Jiva Rupa Bijatare Koila Samatha. How did we come here? From Krishna directly here? What do you think? Generally we think that we are part of Krishna, we came from Krishna, right? Because some people may challenge you, so it's in Madhya-lila chapter 20.273. Those who are listening, you can see how Prabhupada explained that actually from Krishna never meet Mayadevi. Krishna never escort Mayadevi. So how did they come? This is Shiva. Shiva and Mayadevi is meeting. That's why you see the lingam. Is it like a real lingam? I cannot see. Like invisible, small.
On the chair.
Really? Everybody see the lingam?
It's right up the chair.
How come I do this? I don't know. Is it very small? Oh, very small. That's right. No, it's not fault. It's my eyesight is like I can't see that small. I have to go closer. So anyway, Shiva Lingam, Prabhupada also explained in the purport that Lord Shiva's genital and vagina of goddess Durga are worshipped as Shiva Lingam. This is in the purport, Prabhupada writes. And what they produce? How do you run your life in the material world? No, that's just saying it, but within you, what is that? How you running? How you running in this world? Subtle body. Your mind, your ego. I'm man. I mean, I'm sure you thought you are a man, right? Yeah. I'm lady. I'm from Guyana, you know. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Guyana has nothing to do with it, but I am from Guyana. Sure. So this subtle body, nowhere his body actually says he is from Guyana. You cannot see any sign, but he has this subtle inside him, thinking I am from Guyana. Yeah, it's a funny, you know, like a joke. See, which is better, Trinidad or Guyana? No, Guyana. Even the word is here. I see. That's it. Because this is subtle body. Subtle body. Where did you get subtle body? Where did you get this body from? Your body. From your parents. Come on. You are indebted. But where do you get subtle body from? Right here. Shiva and Durga's their lingam, where when they are joining, it's not that Shiva is like a lusty man. No, it's not like he is doing the job just to please the Lord. So that all the soul, they can get a subtle body. So they can go on. Now, this subtle body, you can purify this physical body. Subtle body, you cannot purify. False ego will not go away. How false ego will go away? And where is this false ego coming from? Ahankar Swarup. This is the fourth. Everybody is with me. So you get Krishna. Shiva is a part of that. He is a guna avatar, he is a time personification. And number 4 is false ego personification. False ego personification is Brahma Samhita 16 sloka. It tells very clear. Ahankara atmakam visham tasmat etad jajayata. The function of Sambhu in relation to the living entity is that the universe enshrining the mundane egoistic principle has originated from Sambhu. How did you get the false ego? From Sambhu. Until he takes it back, you are not free. But you cannot ask Shiva to take it back. He won't take it back. But it will be automatically gone if you take shelter of Krishna. And until somebody actually takes shelter of Krishna, you'll never. That's why you can be out of Maya, but you cannot be in the spiritual world. Out of Maya doesn't mean everybody understood in the beginning. I said, Shiva Dham is where? Not in the material world, not in the spiritual world. You can be out of Maya. You can be meditator, big yogi. Okay, good. You got out of. But where are you going? You're still stuck there. You cannot go to spiritual world. You have to pass through Shiva. And only way you can pass through by dissolving the false ego. And false ego, Jarayati Asu Nirginam Analojata. Kopil Dev in third canto, he said, Jarayati iti Asu Nirginam Analojata. Bhakti is so powerful, bhakti, the devotional service. So powerful, it dissolves your false ego. Wow, like that. Bhakti is so powerful, it dissolves. You know, dissolves means finish. So nice. Okay, I think we talked enough about this. The last part is a 5th part. If you can remember this, you will forever you will be happy. Because you want to get out of this fight. The last part is also dangerous. It's a Prithak Abhima. Separate existence from God. It is not natural. If 1-year child tells you, Mother Jane, I want to live on my own. I don't need parents. Let me do whatever I want. 1-year-old child. What are you going to say? Is right or wrong?
1 year.
Yeah. Wrong. So why don't you leave me alone? But if he claims that he can do by himself.
We don't have
No, they have. I saw child arguing with mommy. I'm not going. Say, no, we need to go. No, I'm not going. I don't care. I saw little child arguing with mommy. Same thing. We are not grown up. We are still like a child to Maya Devi. Say, leave me alone. I can do my own. I don't have to follow. I'm not servant of anybody. I am my own boss. I'll do for me. I don't have to serve anybody. Where is this idea coming from? It's the same. This separate existence. If somebody say, where is this idea coming from? Brahma Samhita 16. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a beautiful purport on that. He said, yet, I'm reading exactly, under all circumstances, Sambhu fully enshrines the mundane egoistic principle. When the soul desire to lord it over Maya, you know, you never heard that? I'm going to marry that girl, he thought. Where are you coming up with this idea? That is what lording over. And you got her as a wife, right? It's the same principle. When the soul thinks that desire to lord it over Maya, forgetting their real identity, the egoistic principle Sambhu entering into their entities. So you understand that consciousness, because Shiva can enjoy Maya, how much? Everything, because Krishna gave him this world for him. He can enjoy, there is nothing wrong. But the soul cannot enjoy. How soul can enjoy? When the same Shiva consciousness to enjoy Maya enters into each of us. Now we think, yeah, I'm the enjoyer of this world. It will be good. What is that? Sultan of, what's that place? Indradutta Maharaj went there. No, it's Sultan of Brunei. Brunei. Who was telling? Sheshaprabhu. He said there was in the news, he has 5,700 cars. Any fancy car he wants to have. So he has a 5,700 cars. Like, so he doesn't want to miss any fancy car. He has a Rolls Royce, like few hundreds, Lamborghini, everything. So he can ride. I mean, how much can you enjoy? He thinks he will enjoy. Like deeply, if you really think, like, how much can you enjoy 5,000 cars? You need 5,000 days just to test one day And you have 365 days a year. So it already passed 10 years just to try Africa. I was like, what can we? But this idea is there. I want to enjoy. Yeah, I want to have all the good car in life. Where this idea coming from? Because of this Shiva consciousness. Now, in truth, Shiva is not an enjoyer like this. He is not thinking like this. Okay, I'm going to go today's question. That what else we made? There are so many questions. What is Shivaratri means in a short? Shivaratri means the moment Lord desired to enjoy from his right side, who appeared? Huh? No. Huh? No. Parvati never comes from Krishna. No. Where Shiva comes from?
Krishna.
From his right side. Very good. That's the origin. That is Shivaratri also. That day. That's the origin. Then the Lord here, the Brahmaji was angry with the four Kumaras. I'm just giving a little hint so you can trace it. Then because four Kumaras, Brahmaji wanted to start the procreation, and the four Kumaras said, we're not going to be part of it. We will stay brahmachari all life. No marriage, no procreation. Brahmaji got a little angry. From the anger, between the eyebrow, a little child came out. Is a little bluish, reddish. And as soon as the child came, Brahma was not married, so he didn't have a wife. When child comes out from the eyebrow, between eyebrow, do you know how to take care? Anybody has any idea? The child crying so loud. Brahmaji didn't know what to do. And he started talking, what do you want? Just stop crying. He's starting the creation, like he's figuring out how to start creating. He said, give me wife. Can you imagine the child just born and said, give me wife? Where am I going to find wife? And then all of a sudden he became, how many? Shiva? 9. He split into 9. Then Brahmaji had to find wife for them, and then they started procreation. The procreation was running for a while, very nice. Billions of children grown. But then when Brahmaji came to test it, how the creation started. So he came to test it, and he saw all these Shiva descendants, they're ready to eat each other. He said, oh my God. If I tell them to just, okay, start new creation, they will just eat each other and finish the whole. Before you even begin creation, they will be dead, everything. So he told them, go and meditate. So they are meditating always. That's a good way to keep quiet. And when new annihilation will come, again, destruction, you will say, okay, now stop meditating, now come and destroy it. Because they are good at destroying. Also the day Lord Shiva got married to Parvati. That's a big story. Oh, it's 7:30. That how Sati, in Vedic culture, wife has to follow husband. It should not lie amongst wife and husband. When Lord Ramchandra appeared and Sita Devi was kidnapped by Ravana, then Lord Ramchandra is experiencing the separation feeling. So he's going in the forest. Then Sati, the Lord Shiva's wife, thought, how can he be God if he doesn't know where his wife is kidnapped? He's asking a tree, have you seen my wife? And he's crying. How can he be God? Like this idea. So she asked her husband. Husband said, well, of course, he was also going through little, and he's chanting Ram's name. He said, my dear husband, why are you going like this? He said, my Prabhu, He lost his wife, he's searching. His wife, he doesn't know he's God. And this is your Prabhu. Shiva is already God, God of God. Don't know who stole his wife. I mean, what kind of logic is that? Of course, this is a separation feeling he's experiencing. This is the Rasha, not Karmi will understand ever. So then she said, I don't understand why he's asking everyone where is his wife. I think I know where is his wife. It's Ravana stole it. It's like it's not. Of course, she's Durga. She knows it. So Lord Shiva says, well, we can test it, but it's better not to. So, but then she thought, I'm going to test it because she had a doubt on her husband, which is not a good idea. Don't do it. Then she went there. She took the dress of a Sita Devi. That's even worse. So she dressed as a disguise as a Sita Devi and trying to be getting attention of Ram. And Ram is like crying, asking a deer, asking a lion, asking a tree, oh Sita, where are you? And she's trying to be, then not getting attention. So she came right in front of where Ram is working. So Ram noticed that and folded hand and says, Mother Sati, why you are here without Shiva? She got caught, she's like, she disguises his wife, but is not. So then twice she failed and noticed that Ram actually knows everything. Knows that she disguises his wife, but is not. So then she goes back. When she went there, of course, Shiva knows also what she's doing. She forgot that Shiva is actually her master. So then, generally when Lord Ram chants, when you chant in Vedic culture, if your wife also sits down to chant, she sits on the left side. And if that lady is mother can sit on the front, not on the left side. In Vedic culture, there is a reason why. And if you have a sister or other relative, they sit on the right side. Just like we pay obeisances, deity on the left side. Why? Because we have family of that personality. We are entering, not on the right side. Right side means you respect the Devi Guru. We pay respect always on the left side. We keep the deity left side. There's a reason. It's all scientific. So anyway, so when she came, she saw her seat is not on the left side. It's on the front, like a worshipable mother. She said, what are you doing? Why I'm sitting there? Our asana is there. He said, because you took the form of my worshipable mother, Sita. We cannot meet anymore. So that was the main reason. And then, of course, Daksha Jagga, what happened. Then she killed herself, or you can say suicide. So that's another beautiful pastime. Lord Shiva, I'm sorry, I don't know how I ran out of time so quick. Okay, I'm going to just stop looking at it. So Lord Shiva gives two types of mercy. I'm going to end with this. One mercy is Nishkapat, another is Shakapat. Nishkapat means when you have a genuine good heart, Lord Shiva will bless you for the highest benediction. And when you have a cheating mentality and you go to Shiva for blessing, you'll get cheated also. He is best or expert cheating the cheaters. As a true story, Sri Krishna Maharaj says that there is a couple was worshipping the Shiva and Parvati. So then Lord Shiva appeared to the wife, said, I'm very happy that you are meditating on me. What do you want, ma'am? So I want peaceful life. A lot of distress because my husband is like always busy and disturbed. We want peaceful life. Okay, no problem. I bless you, you'll have peaceful life. Then he goes to the husband, said, okay, I'm very happy with your meditation. What do you want? said, okay, let's see if we can catch it. Lord Shiva asked, what do you want? He said, I'm just tired of looking at my wife. Can I have a young wife? Okay, how old young you want? Well, at least 30 years younger. Lord Shiva says, let's do it. Now, he told his wife, live peacefully. But Shiva gave blessing. But how it manifests, it's a different thing. So he came out of the temple, then he also, all of a sudden he saw himself. He was 40 and she was 40. So he became 70. Got it? You really want to cheat? You can never cheat Shiva. He is easily pleased. He said, okay, no problem. This man is thinking like, what is this? Yeah. I wanted a young wife, 30 years younger. Well, he got 30 years younger by increasing his age. That's Shiva. There are so many examples. You can read Krishna book, Pundarak, Vasudev, Kashiraj, Sudakshina, Ushaunil, so many pastimes Shiva has, where these two types of mercy. If you want to cheat, Shiva will cheat because you have a cheating mentality. But if you have a genuine, really lovely mentality, really devotional mentality, then he will also allow you to enter into the spiritual domain. But you can never cheat Shiva. Let's put it that way. It appears like he's easy, easily pleased. He's like Asutu. He's not asking, demanding. But be very careful. Because the same thing, you remember I said about the Kamsa? Kamsa was meditating. There's a 4 Shiva temple in Mathura. Bhuteshwar. So he was meditating. When Shiva appeared, Kamsa said, Shiva says, what do you want? He said, well, I want a power like nobody can kill me. Wow, that will be very difficult. He said, you have to give me that. Said, how about your nephew, little nephew? Little nephew, no problem. But then he got killed by Krishna, who was a nephew. But that time Krishna was not born. So Shiva always give a little, with his blessing, little loophole. And you don't know what it is exactly. It doesn't look like scary, but it becomes the most frightening scary. So we learned that we should never go to Shiva with cheating mentality. Because you can never get good result. But if you have, their relationship is very good between Shiva and Parvati. Their relationship is very good. And there is we also wrote actually in the questions, so many questions, I don't know how many. Do you know why Kali or Parvati has all these skulls and Shiva also has his skulls? Why?
It's not from Shiva.
Liberated soul?
Yeah, the souls when he passed on the knowledge to her.
No. Well, I don't know, maybe somewhere there, but I never read that. That one time they asked, Narad Muni, how he created atmosphere. So Narad Muni comes. Narad Muni says, Bhabiji, Bhabi means brother's wife. How is the world running? Because he's coming from spiritual world. So Parvati says, terrible. Human being, they don't love each other. It's like there's no genuine, have any feeling even. They're like animalistic. So Narad Muni say, oh, that's sad. The people should at least enjoy the material world. They have come here to soul. So then Narad Muni asked, how is your relation? You and my brother are the boss. You know, they are king and queen, Shiva and Parvati. How is your relationship between you? Parvati said, well, that's not a question. Say, yeah, I'm just curious. You know, he's a brahmachari, but he's curious how his brother and brother's wife. It's a first class, there is no question. So Narad Muni, don't answer to Narad Muni like that. Because Narad Muni knows how to trap you. He said, I'm just curious. Do you ever keep a secret between husband and wife? Do you? You don't have to tell me. Narad Muni asked this to Parvati. Do you keep any secret from my brother or brother keep secret? Oh no, no secret. We are like open heart. I gave everything to him, he gave everything. Oh really? Wow. I was wondering like why my brother has this skull necklace. Do you know? I said no. See, he keeps secret. He didn't tell you. Now she's feeling embarrassed. Like she doesn't know why he has something embarrassed. You know, inquire, neither he revealed. So then sulkiness. Because originally Radharani also has a sulkiness. There is a man mandi. Every big personality in the spiritual world, their consort has a man mandi. Their wife will go emotional. Two things. Their wife never accuse a husband's position, and husband never intervene the wife's emotion. You keep it, then you will have a better life. At least in this world. So then anyway, when Narad Muni left, she is like completely devastated, angry. Why my husband keep this secret? He keeps some necklace with him, and he never told me where he's got this, and he was so upset. So then Narad Muni comes to Shiva and says, Narayan, Narayan, how are you, elder brother? He said, very good. He said, how are you? Sit down. He said, no time to sit. I think your wife Babiji is not feeling well. I think you should go and sit. He didn't tell, I made it. So he goes and Lord Shiva goes. Lord Shiva is like, you know Lord Shiva. You should know Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva doesn't have a house, but sometime his wife, I'll come back to that story. Sometime his wife says, you know, you have a children, Kartik, Ganesh, like, can we have a house? Of course, you can have whatever you want. Really? What about floating planet house, mansion? Sure. And Shiva, maybe, beautiful. Everybody came to see. And whoever comes to see, because of the Griha Pravesh, you know, when you have a house, enter, what do you call in English? Griha Pravesh, enter into a new house, you invite the friend, family, you do puja and everything. What's the job? In English they call housewarming. Thank you. Housewarming. So everybody is coming, but in the housewarming, whoever comes, everybody brings a little gift, you know, for a new house, and you also give. Everybody comes. You feed them, you give them some gift. So everybody is going like this. Then one Brahmana also came because Shiva invited. So then Brahmana says, your housewarming is very nice. So if I ask you some gift, you will give? You say, yes. So can I have this floating house? Mansion. Sure. Because that's Shiva. And then Parvati said, what did you do? We never had a house, we got it, and then you just gave it away. Now he's back to again. So it's like this. Many times Shiva has a house, he always ends up losing it. Even Narayan himself, he to go to Badrinath. I don't know if any one of you went to Badrinath. I went to Badrinath one time. Badrinath, there was a beautiful house. Parvati made Shiva, that's it. We have to have a house. We don't want to be like homeless, always under a tree. You know, we are married, we have to have a nice house. Shiva said, anytime you can have, no problem. But some or other that we end up of not having. So this time, Parvati said, I'm going to have this house and no more gift giving to anyone. Then of course, they got up in the morning and they are about to take shower. There's a hot if you go to Badrinath, I also took bath there. There's hot water, natural spring in that place is there. So Parvati is going there, and Shiva also says, okay, let's go take bath. But then as soon as they came outside, there's a baby crying in the ice cold. And baby is crying, and Parvati says, where do you come from? What happened? It's so cold. Cold? You should come inside. Shiva said, be careful. I said, careful? The baby. I said, I'm just telling you, be careful. Because after a long struggle, they wanted to have a house. But Shiva knows what is going on. So Parvati says, you can't talk like this. Baby is baby, you need to take care. Says, come inside. And they put a nice, what do you call it, blanket and everything. So baby, okay, baby is resting now. They come back after hot bath. The door is locked from inside. Parvati is knocking, baby. How baby got up and locked the door from inside? So from inside the noise coming, I am in meditation, sorry, I can't open. So she looked at Shiva and said, who is this baby? Said that Narayan. Once he got your house, now he's meditating, he don't disturb. So now she's back again homeless. So many pastimes, Shiva Parvati, every time they get a house, some brother and them on nothing. This is how it is. So of course, after crying, I'll end with this story that when she was crying, then Shiva says, what did I do? Tell me, why are you crying like this? So after long counseling back and forth, she said, well, you're having the skull and you never tell me. Why you have skull? Oh, that's all? That's why you are like so much emotion? But be careful. Those who are the man listening, don't intervene your spouse emotion. Support it. Don't intervene to change it. Then you will be in trouble. And this is a good lesson they teach you. So Shiva is the master of that. He knows how to handle his wife. So then finally he says, that every time you die, I'm so much in love with you, so I keep your skull as a symbol. The last life, what you did. Life before, what you did. And Parvati says, what about you? When you die? I said, I never die. You don't die and I die? That's not fair. So, well, what do you want? So, I don't want to die. I said, okay. Then there's one way you can do it by hearing. I'll go. But even that she fell asleep when she came to fifth canto. Fifth canto is a technical of the planetary system. So this way, Shiva Parvati are ruling this world, and I'm going to end with this, that what we can learn from this session that we can apply in our life and forever we will be happy. What can we learn? You can learn one thing, I can tell you right now. Who is closest to your heart? Is Shiva or Krishna?
Are you asking in material world or?
In reality, material and spiritual, there's no difference. In reality. No.
Well, isn't he in the middle?
No, because you're looking out, that's why. Krishna is the closest. Shiva is not the closest. So, repeat after me. Krishna is nearest.
Krishna is nearest.
Let us make him dearest. Then your journey is over. When someone loves us, they may express that love with tight hug. No? When somebody loves me, oh my body. One thing, why they hug like this? Think. Why? Why you give the baby so tight hug? Why? You want to come closer. You want to come closer and closer, closer. But no one can come close to us like Krishna. He is actually sitting right next to you. No Shiva, nobody, your wife, husband, nobody is close. They are very far, outside the body. Krishna is the only one, the closest. And 15:15 Bhagavad Gita, Sarvesha Chaham Riti Sannivista. Matta Smriti Gena Panam. Vedasya Sarve Ramay Vedanta Vedanta Vedanta. That Sarvesha Chaham Riti. I am situated in your thinking, willing, feeling. But we don't see him. If we can start seeing him, that he is actually in the center of our existence, then your journey is over. So, make Krishna our dearest means giving to our devotional activities serious commitment, similar to, if not greater than, what we give to our most important worldly relationship. To realize Krishna's love, we need to reciprocate. You cannot actually realize ever without reciprocation. How do you know other person loves you? You converse, talk, spend time. You have a dialogue, isn't it? You do things to please that person. So that's reciprocal we need with Krishna in order to experience that closeness. Then your journey of this crossing this ocean will be over. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Gaur. Any reflection, any question, comment? Oh, sorry. Any question or comment or reflection? What do you learn? What did you learn today?
What I learned today is we're constantly having the struggle with the spiritual and the material side, and we're back and forth. And the middle part is where Shiva resides.
Very good. Sometimes we think that false conception, misconception is me. I don't need Krishna. I don't need any God. I can be my own. We think that is me, actually. That is the problem. That consciousness is not us. It's Shiva consciousness. But somehow or other, I think that is my consciousness. Because it's over there. It's internal. So that's good. Any question?
So consciousness, you said, like before you said that consciousness is kind of like a sign of the soul present in the body. So
Yes.
the soul kind of emanates this consciousness. But then what part is emanating from the soul and what part comes from Shiva?
From the soul, the thinking, willing, feeling always coming up. Is the sign. What it filters through is the heart, which is in the center of the consciousness. Like when you are thinking, what you are thinking, whatever subject you're thinking, that's where the heart is. And Krishna is actually there, but we don't see him. Krishna is in the center of the heart, but we don't see him. Why? Because we have a opposite direction. Just like if somebody is sitting next to you, but if somebody is sitting facing this side and you sitting facing this side, how far can you go to meet that person? Any idea? Never. You'll never meet because you are always opposite. Even if you go to around the world, but the person is always opposite. You can go around the world, you like going around the world, but the person opposite. So long we are against Krishna, not serving Krishna, we'll never meet. Even if you go around the world, but your Krishna is always opposite. So even if you go to around the world, he's still opposite.
And so you might even say that they're still together.
They are always together. Krishna is in our heart. Will never meet. So when thinking, willing, feeling centered in the heart.
But this is like, it's like if Krishna is all in our heart, and our heart is the center of our consciousness, and our soul, we're already together.
Already there, but we are not aware of it.
We're just looking at different directions.
Correct. We are, Krishna is always with us, but we cannot perceive it. That's the problem. And the reason of the opposite is our own choice.
Yeah, it's like the same, we say like, it's not that we don't know something, it's just we forgot it, but the knowledge is all there. So
It's covered.
and it's covered, right? And it's kind of like makes sense. The same thing with Krishna. Krishna is always with us, we're always part of him. It's just like you said, we just want to remember it, and like the process of bhakti allows us to little by little start to
Yes.
revoke it. That's why the questions like this are tricky when it happens. It's already there, but it's just like when you see it, like and it's not just the process that you're turning. It would be too easy, It's like mercy involved, devotees involved, everything. The questions are like this. They're like, in one way, they're too simple, but if you think about it more, then it's not just one question, like you turn this or that side. You know what I want to say? Like it's kind of whoa.
Yeah. It's closest yet farthest because we are not focusing towards it.
But going back to my question, so the thinking, willing, and feeling is coming from the soul.
Coming from the soul,
And then the false ego
but it is
mind.
filtering through your heart. And heart, misuse of free will. See, this thinking, willing, feeling also means origin is Satchidananda. So the chit potency, that thinking, that has a willpower and has a free will. So misuse of free will. Proper utility is serving Krishna. Misuse means not serving Krishna. So when the soul, that decision has to come from the soul. So the moment he misused the free will that he didn't want to serve, not knowing whether it's good or bad, just because he didn't want to serve, then automatically apathy to devotional service caused the false ego to appear from Shiva. So he took over that consciousness. You are Queen of Russia. Oh wow. That sounds very good.
What makes the soul not want
Free will.
But what's
Exercise.
What is
No,
the
exercise of free will. Let me ask you this. You remember that example I always give because it happened twice. I got tickets. The four-way stop sign. And I saw there is a stop, S-T-O-P. Did not say slow down, but I slow down. And nobody is around, no cops, nobody, go. It did not say slow down, it says stop. I know it. I asked myself, didn't I see that? Yeah, I know it. But then why didn't I stop? Because misuse of free will built in free will.
So it means the soul that in the moment was making it, the soul was making a decision. I don't want to serve Krishna, only knew about consequences.
Was it ever?
So involuntarily made the choice. Like, I know that I'm going to suffer in the material world. It's going to be
No.
dark. Well,
Soul was not
I'm
aware.
going to take the decision.
Soul was not aware the
Not
material.
like you, because you were aware that if you don't stop, you will get a ticket. But the soul is not aware about consequences. What's going to happen?
Well, I look at this way. Did I know that there are the ticket? No. No, I was, in a one sense, I was aware, but in another sense, I didn't think. If I was really thinking that I make a ticket.
But you didn't know that somebody's watching.
That is called misuse of free will.
Like, so the soul
What is
was
misuse
not
of
aware
free
that
will?
the Krishna is aware of the choice that so I'm just trying to see at which point soul took the decision.
Actually, there is no material example actually fit to that origin, cause of turn away from Krishna. It's very difficult. Because we are giving all mundane example, but mundane example does not do all the justice.
One time I heard like this thing that was very sweet and I really liked it because of my video that some for Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the sources, mainly for Krishna, right? To have all these leelas and so he needs the jivas like for Chaitanya to liberate them, to spread this leela and perform this. You need the souls, So in some souls they're here just for that reason to
Yes.
grab it, and that was like
Yes.
I love it, somewhere, and then I don't feel like that the original guilt on me because I made a choice. Why those souls are smarter than me and why I'm like less intelligent than those souls for go straight to surfing, But
See?
when the explanation was like, yeah, because he needs you. Because to perform those leelas, though Chaitanya come, who he will spread on the market the pollinate, who will tell that they're selling this, to who? So to us, because we're part of it in that sense. So that that explanation was like so like a nectar coming,
Yeah, that's what Chaitanya Charitamrita exclaimed. The Lord Chaitanya came to reclaim his lost servants. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission? To reclaim his lost servant. It's very sweet. Yes, it is sweet.
But if he came to reclaim them, why did he let them go in the first place?
Okay, let's go back to that example. Prabhupada said, you cannot put a gun on the forehead of a girl and say, you love me or I'll kill you. What is wrong with this picture? Is there anything
It's not
wrong?
real love, right?
Huh?
It's not real love.
So you're answering your own question.
But I mean,
If the soul does not have a free will, then what is it's a robot.
But if the soul was originally, if Jiva was originally with God, serving, at what point and why would something that's so fulfilling and attaining that service is the goal of existence? So if that soul had that goal already, how come it turned away from it?
Now you're coming to the how did we come here? Oh, Krishna. No, I know where we are heading. It will go like all night we'll discuss. And not that we'll come to conclusion, but we'll get cross some. Yes.
Just to finish the question, and I know it's a long answer to this particular question, but then if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to reclaim the souls, why did they were let go here originally? Why did he come to reclaim them? Because that's again, if we're exercising our free will to be here, then why is he coming to reclaim us now and not before?
It's the same going this way, it's the same thing. Well, we can conclude with this one angle today. Krishna is Rasaraj. He is the enjoyer of all the rasas. Since he is the enjoyer of all the rasas, we cannot limit him. If he is the enjoyer of all the rasas, then you cannot limit him or he cannot enjoy this way. Prabhupada said you cannot use that word. Just like in a morning walk, they said, can Krishna create something so heavy that he won't be able to lift up? Prabhupada said, sure. Prabhupada, so Krishna creates such a heavy, then he won't be able to lift up. Prabhupada said, no, you'll tell Balaram, you lift it. You cannot say no to Krishna, but he is that kind of a dynamic. The word dynamic means its spiritual world is not like a same eating, sleeping, mating, defending, get up in the morning, work. No, spiritual life is dynamic. What you experienced yesterday, it will never be there. New things, so enlivening. So Krishna explored also with a particular soul that will come, that never experienced the spiritual transcendental service there, but going to go through this route, struggle, and come at the end and say, oh, it was so hard struggle, my Lord. Yes, tell me. Oh, it was horrible. Okay, now you are here forever. Wonderful. Oh, it was a miserable. Yes. You know that story of Narad Muni? When Narad Muni asked Krishna, can you give me a chance to experience the material world? Now Krishna says, what? He said, I go there to preach. But when I see the people struggle, I don't understand their experience because I never did. Can you please allow me to experience their struggle? No, I never do that. So Narad Muni says, can we visit to the material world? Sure, let's go. So they took a Brahman dress. They disguise. Krishna is a Brahman, Narada is a Brahman. Two Brahman just appeared from spiritual sky. Krishna says, so Narad, Krishna is a very clever, supreme clever. So he's going different universe, different village, different things. And little later, Narad Muni, some other didn't forget. He says, so do you love me? Of course I love you, Krishna says. So how come you don't fulfill my desire? So what desire? Well, I wanted to experience how the suffering of the conditions. Oh, okay, but this is not good. I don't give. Well, that means you don't love me. What I want, you don't give. No, you cannot say like this. I love you. He said, then if you really love me that much, then give me what I want. I want to experience. So it's like kind of like a battle, and Krishna knows that this is a horrible experience, the material experience. Because the soul is coming back and telling him, like Bilamangal Thakur told his life story to Krishna, and he's listening. At the end, he realized, why I feel so happy. I'm not even meditating on Krishna. I am so much in love with you. Who are you? Then Krishna got caught, But Krishna loves to hear our story. How you're struggling, going through, and then coming to him. This is a one type of enjoyment. But we don't preach that way because then people will say, what kind of God is that? He wants us to go through struggle, then come to him. It's very difficult. So you say that way, hey, look, you did a mistake, you pay for it. Oh, I did a mistake, yeah. Okay, Mrs. Phil, okay. I have to be responsible. That way. At that point, after some time, Narad Muni says, I'm still thinking like why you love me and then you don't give me. So at that time, Krishna told Narad Muni, by the way, I will give you, but can you do me a favor? I'm feeling thirsty. Can you just go to that pond and just get some water for me? Narad Muni says, sure. So Narad Muni went there to the pond and he saw the cool breeze and the water are so attractive. He touched it. It's like, oh, it felt so good. He said, why not I just take a little bath? So he said, Krishna, would you like to come? It's a beautiful swimming place. He said, no, you go. You go. Take. When he went deep, took a dip and came out, there's no Krishna. He forgot completely. He saw himself beautiful girl, most beautiful. He forgot his Narad Muni. And he's in the middle of an island where the king, Bhagavatam says little tips of that king was passing by. And he saw through the minister in the middle of island, where in the world this girl come from? So attractive. And king was not married. So the arrangement was made, God, Narad Muni now forgot. He's a queen. And they have 50 children. I'm just squeezing the story very quick. They have 50 children. 50 children, to raise 50 children, you have no idea. Lot of work. The minister, the pujari from the temple comes to the queen. Please come, tomorrow is Janmashtami. 50 children to take care. Cashier, give a big money to the pujari. You pray for all the 50 children. She's busy. So the life goes by, the children grows big. And then the husband, wife, they're talking king and queen. You know, we have a big kingdom, but I think it's best you divide 50. Otherwise, they will fight each other. So they divided 50. And the young boys, all prince, got married. And when wife comes, there's just some issues. I'm not going to do. Some issue starts. I said, that brother of you is a dummy. One Mataji saying, I'm saying Mataji, like, wait. He said, why don't you challenge him and take over his kingdom? He should work as a minister, your minister. So the wife started all the husband to be like, who can be owner of what. So some brother said, you know what? I declare war against your kingdom. So, brother, why are you doing that? Said, you are not good enough. I think I should rule both my country and your country, and you should be my minister. So this way, all of a sudden, the whole creation started that all the 50 brothers in a war. And king and queen thinking like, oh, we give the whole kingdom to them now, they're big mess. And the war went so bad, it came to a point all 50 children died. They killed each other. And the queen is so depressed, she will not even do Shraddha, funeral. Just depressed. Life has no meaning. She's crying and crying and crying and crying. Minister comes, Brahmana comes. Mother, you need to do the funeral rite of all those dead children. What is the value? There's no meaning of life. I cannot handle my life. She cries. Finally, one Brahmana comes. Okay, you have to listen to this. Finally, one Brahmana comes. Queen, you're going too much depression. You have to do the last rite for your dead children. You have to cremate them. Say, no meaning of life is doomed. I don't want to do anything. He said, why are you crying? He said, all my 50 children dead. Say, I can show them where they are. They are in heaven. How do you know? I'll show you. Go take bath. When the queen went to take bath, to come back to serve, when he went to take a deep bath and came out, it's Narad Muni. But his whole memory is right inside. And then Krishna is still standing there. Said, oh, what happened? You took a little long time to bring the water. It's okay, everything? Oh, yeah. You want to tell me where you went? What happened? No. Well, I'm interested to know. Well, let's not talk. Krishna says, you wanted to go to material world, you pressured me, and I allowed you. I want to hear everything about it. You know, when you're depressed queen, you have a memory of it. Narad Muni says, no, I don't want to talk anything. He said, no, Krishna says, I am hearing. I want to hear. You have to tell me. Narad Muni says, no, I cannot talk. Because it's such a depressing experience. So material world is like a dream for us. When we really go back, it's like, will you ever think of going? Of course not. Because the happiness over there is so high. And this is the conclusion. This gives you some idea. Are you excited to go back home?
Well, my question is, why did we leave? That's right. I don't know if I got an explanation. I'm excited to go back home.
Yeah, no, I
hope
mean,
I never want to
if you really want to know origin of there, that's what the biggest topics. How did we come here? And that topics, oh, you know what? Actually, you will like it. I'm going to do Jaiva Dharma, just to let you know. I do Bhakti Shastri right now. Even today, I spend like 3 hours every day morning. I'm doing the attendees, the students. They're so wonderful. They're really wonderful. They're so attentive. And so much inquiry, question, and answer. So that Ishkan Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya, they asked me also to do the Jaiva Dharma. It will take 2 months. You should join. Jaiva Dharma gives a good conclusion of how did you come here. But it takes month. Every day, little study, and it pays off. I'm convinced. I have no doubt. But to answer in 1 minute, 5 minutes, not possible. This is the problem. Gaur Pramanande, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa taruvesya kripa sindhu vacha. Patitanam pavunebho Vaishnavebho namo namah. Anantapuri Vaishnavindra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hidai Gaur Pramanande, Hare Hare Bol. You want to close this, Dana?
Yeah, there's just a comment here.
Oh, there's a comments.
Yeah, just a thank you comment.
There he is.
Not really a question. You can read that.
Everything is off.
So every time we have a material thought to enjoy, that's Shiva,
From Shiva.
from Shiva.
It's not